안녕하세요, 여러분. 오늘은 미래형을 연습해 볼 거예요. Now, you don't actually have to know past tense or present tense before watching this video because I actually think that future tense is the easiest of the three, and you don't have to have any prior knowledge of how to conjugate into other forms before knowing this one. Also, this video is quite long, but you only have to watch until this point right here when we finish practicing future tense, and then everything after that is just going to be practiced with longer sentences and new words. And then for faster practice for people who are already familiar with this grammar, we also of course always have the practice round at the end right here. All of the words that you will need for this video will be both in the video and the description box below, so let's go ahead and get started.
Alright, let's go ahead and get started with future tense. Now, future tense in Korean, unlike the present and past tense rules in which for present tense you will drop look at the final vowel, except in the case of a hada verb, and then you will add either a or o accordingly, or you will change ha into tin, and then in some cases you have to merge if necessary. And then finally you make polite by adding yo. And for past tense we have to squeeze a solid in between the present tense conjugation and yo, and finished. Whew. Future tense is actually quite simple. Here are three verbs with their English meanings, but right now we're not going to worry about the English, we're just going to focus on how to conjugate them into present tense. 99% of the time when you want to conjugate a verb into any form, you will start by dropping ta. And now we're going to go back to our sort of usual Korean rules here, in which we have to pay attention to if a word ends with a vowel or a consonant. Without the ta, this here is a verb's stem. And based on the stem, if the final character ends in a consonant, we will add and if the final character ends in a vowel, we will add lir. Right now we've currently got a consonant, vowel, and vowel. So, 먹, we will add 먹을. 호, we will add lir. And notice that lir goes underneath and becomes the final consonant. And similarly, 공부하 becomes 공부할. And the final step for future tense is to add 거예요. Notice that this is already polite because we've already got the yo at the end. Now, technically, there is a space here, although you will sometimes see Korean people write it without a space, especially in informal situations like a text message. Okay, repeat after me. 먹을 거예요. 볼 거예요. 공부할 거예요. I will eat, I will see or watch, I will study. So the future tense pattern that we will practice throughout this video is verb plus either or lir, 거예요. I will or I am going to. Now very quickly, I've just got two little side notes to go over. Don't worry about memorizing anything I'm about to say. Just keep these things in mind. The first thing to keep in mind is that this pattern right here actually comes from 것이에요. This is the form that you would see in a grammar book, and it's also the form that you would see in very formal writing. Literally broken down, this or lir implies the future. 것 literally means thing, and 이에요 comes from 이다, which is what we learned in the first lesson, be, aka am is are, which in lesson 1 we learned conjugates into 이에요 if a word ends with a consonant, or 예요 if a word ends with a vowel. Because 것 ends with a consonant, it will end with 이에요. But in the much more commonly spoken form, which we're going to practice today, 것 is abbreviated into 거, which ends with a vowel, so we will add 예요. Many Korean people mistakenly spell this as 거예요 because that's how you pronounce it, just like in English how we often confuse your and your. But 거예요 is the correct spelling. Again, don't memorize any of this, just be aware that you may also see future tense written as 것이에요, especially in articles or grammar books. As for side note 2, if you've been studying on your own, you might have noticed that future tense has many forms. You might have come across 을게요 or 겠어요, which both also designate the future. The form that we're learning today gives a little bit of the sense of probably, like I will probably blah blah blah. But it still very often translates in English to will or going to, and it's the most common form, so that's why we're going to be learning it today. And you can also designate future tense just with the present tense by specifying when you will do something. For example, 저는 3시에 가요, which literally translates to I go at 3, but would more naturally be said in English as I'm going at 3, which if you notice is the present continuous tense as opposed to future tense. We speak about the future in present tense sometimes too, like I'm meeting up with her this weekend. I'm eating at that new restaurant tonight. So again, just keep this in mind. Now before we get to this entire sentence pattern, let's go ahead and just look at this part right here. Right now, let's go ahead and practice very quickly whether we add or lir. Is for words that end with a consonant, and lir is for words that end with a vowel. And keep in mind that lir goes underneath the character. So here are 8 verbs, in which we will first drop 다, and now we have their stem form. Let's go ahead and practice whether to add or lir, starting with 먹. What do you think? Feel free to pause if you need more time. 먹을, 마시, 마실, 기다리, 기다릴, 밭, 받을, 잡, 잡을, 청소하, 청소할, 가, 칼, 공부하, 공부할. And now let's go ahead and look at the rest of the equation. Plus 거예요. Alright, let's scooch these on over here and repeat after me. 먹을 거예요. Will eat, which comes from 먹다, to eat. 마실 거예요. Will drink, which comes from 마시다, to drink. 기다릴 거예요. Will wait, which comes from 기다리다. 받을 거예요. Will get or will receive, which comes from 받다. 잡을 거예요. Will catch or grab, which comes from 잡다. 청소할 거예요. Will clean, which comes from 청소하다. 갈 거예요. Will go, which comes from 가다. 공부할 거예요. Will study, which comes from 공부하다. Let's go ahead and start with a mini round of 5 verbs that you might already be familiar with already. And using our new grammar pattern, 저는 verb plus or lir 거예요. Let's start with I will study. And please pause if you need more time. 저는 공부할 거예요. I will clean. 저는 청소할 거예요. I will drink. 저는 마실 거예요. I will eat. 저는 먹을 거예요. I will buy. 저는 살 거예요. And now let's get 5 nouns in here. I will buy juice. Again, pause if you need more time. 저는 주스를 살 거예요. Don't forget that 를 is the object particle, and it represents the object of the sentence. If you are unfamiliar with this grammar, then go ahead and check out this lesson in the playlist. I will buy food. 저는 음식을 살 거예요. I will eat food. 저는 음식을 먹을 거예요. I will study math. 저는 수학을 공부할 거예요. I will clean my room. 저는 제 방을 청소할 거예요. And of course, you're also free to use 저 plus 의, 저에, in place of 제 as the unabbreviated form. I will eat a banana. 저는 바나나를 먹을 거예요. I will drink juice. 저는 주스를 마실 거예요. And now, let's go ahead and get some new words in here. 따라해보세요. Please repeat after me. 받다. To get or receive. 받다. 잡다. To catch or to grab. 잡다. 만들다. To make. 만들다. 요리하다. To cook. 요리하다. 여행하다. To travel. 여행하다. And 3 new nouns to make our sentences a bit more interesting. 선물. A present or a gift. 선물. 공. bao. 공. 빵. bread. 빵. This word is very fun for me. 빵, 빵, 빵이리 빵. I said a 빵, 빵, 빵이리 빵. Ba-dum, bum, bum. That's from How I Met Your Mother. I will cook. 저는 요리할 거예요. And for the rest of these sentences, let's go ahead and keep this very simple by cutting off I, because it's not quite necessary in every Korean sentence like it is in English. 요리할 거예요. I will travel. 여행할 거예요. I will catch it. 잡을 거예요. I will catch the ball. 공을 잡을 거예요. I will get a present. 선물을 받을 거예요. I will make bread. 빵을 만들 거예요. Wait a minute. 만들 거예요. Shouldn't it be 만들 거예요? Actually, No. Welcome to your first exception. The rule about verbs that end with lir. That is, after dropping 다. For example, 만들다, 살다, 놀다, 열다. To make, to live, to play, to open. Following the rule that we just learned, it would make sense to drop 다 and add 을 거예요, right? But go ahead and try to pronounce all of these. 만들 거예요, 살 거예요, 놀 거예요, 열 거예요. It's kind of hard to say all of these sounds together, right? And that's why this is technically wrong. Instead, it all just merges together and you pretty much end up with adding nothing. Now let's try to say them all again. 만들 거예요, 살 거예요, 놀 거예요, 열 거예요. And that's why 만들 거예요 is wrong and it will just be 만들 거예요. 빵을 만들 거예요. I will make bread. Okay, now let's go ahead and move on to some time adverbs. Last video, when we did past tense, we had these 4 time adverbs. 오늘, 어제, 아까, and 저번에. Today, yesterday, earlier, and the other day, aka last time. Let's keep the word today, 오늘, since that can also be used for future tense, and let's learn 3 new words. But right now, let's go ahead and just start with today and tomorrow. 오늘, today, 오늘. 내일, tomorrow, 내일. And let's just start with an easy sentence like, today I will go. 오늘 갈 거예요. Tomorrow I will go. 내일 갈 거예요. Today I will clean. 오늘 청소할 거예요. Tomorrow I will clean. 내일 청소할 거예요. Now before we get to tonight and tomorrow night, let's just go ahead and look at the word night. 밤. In the English sentence, at night I will go, notice that we add the word at here. Korean is actually the same. In order to say at night, we have to add something here. What do you think it is? If you remember, 에 often denotes time, so now we have 밤에, at night. 밤에. But oh no, these colors look like daytime. That's better. Let's just start with, at night, I will clean. 밤에 청소할 거예요. 밤에 청소할 거예요. I will study at night. 밤에 공부할 거예요. I will cook at night. 밤에 요리할 거예요. Alright, now let's go ahead and try to say, I will cook tonight. Tonight in Korean is literally today, night. 오늘 밤. And although we don't say at tonight in English, in Korean we will say 오늘 밤에, in the same way that we say 밤에, at night. 오늘 밤에. Now let's go ahead and unlock tomorrow night, which literally translates to tomorrow night. Wow, so similar. And just like 밤에 and 오늘 밤에, we also will add an 에 after 밤. 내일 밤에, 오늘 밤에, 내일 밤에. So let's go back here to I will cook tonight. What do you think? 오늘 밤에 요리할 거예요. I will study tomorrow night. 내일 밤에 공부할 거예요. I will eat bread tonight. 오늘 밤에 빵을 먹을 거예요. I will get a present tomorrow night. 내일 밤에 선물을 받을 거예요. And now unlocking all of the time adverbs, let's go ahead and put them up here. That way we can go ahead and see the words that we practiced earlier. I will travel tomorrow. 내일 여행할 거예요. I will cook tonight. 오늘 밤에 요리할 거예요. I will make bread tonight. 오늘 밤에 빵을 만들 거예요. Remember that verbs that end with lir, you don't have to add anything, so it's not 만들 거예요, it's just 만들 거예요. I will eat bread today. 오늘 빵을 먹을 거예요. I will get a present today. 오늘 선물을 받을 거예요. How about I will give a present today? 주다, to give. 주다. So let's take out 받다, and now we need to add 주다. What do you think this sentence might be? 줄 거예요. 오늘 선물을 줄 거예요. Now what if we want to say to my friend? In order to say to a person, it's actually a different word than the to in a sentence like I go to school. Do you remember what this to would be? 저는 학교에 가요. 에 is used when you're going or coming to places. But we use a different word for to when we talk about going towards a person. For example, I gave the book to my friend. I will talk to them. I said to her, don't go. I sent a text to him. In all of these sentences, we are doing something in the direction of a person, or generally a living thing like an animal too. In Korean, we have 3 choices here. But of course, we're only going to focus on one of them today, which is 한테. 한테 is the most commonly spoken word to mean to, and it's also a little bit on the casual side. 에게 is the most commonly written form, and it's a bit more formal, and it also can be spoken to. And 게 is the honorific form, meaning that if the person in your sentence who you're going towards or giving something to is above you in status, you would use this word. For example, I gave the paper to my teacher. I sent a letter to my boss. I talked to the president. In all of these sentences, these people here are likely above you in status, whether they are older than you or higher than you in the workplace. So in these cases, you would use 게. But we are going to practice the most commonly spoken form, 한테, today. And even though I said it's a bit on the casual side, that doesn't mean that you can't say it in formal sentences, so it's the one that we are going to practice today. Let's just start with a short phrase like person 한테. For example, to 수아. What do you think? 수아한테. To Miss Suah, assuming that Suah is an adult and not a close friend of ours. 수아 씨한테. 수아 씨한테. To my friend. 친구한테. Or of course you could also say 제 친구한테 or 저의 친구한테 if you want to specify my. So going back to our sentence here, I will give a present to my friend today. We know that we need to add 친구한테 somewhere in this sentence. As long as we add it before the verb, we're pretty much good to go. I think in this particular sentence, the most natural place would be here. But again, any of the places that I just designated are also okay. 오늘 친구한테 선물을 줄 거예요. Alright, let's try I will give the ball to my friend. 친구한테 공을 줄 거예요. Or 공을 친구한테 줄 거예요. Alright, finally, in summary. The rules for conjugating a verb into future tense is to first drop 다. Then, if the final character ends in a consonant, you will add 을, or if the final character ends in a vowel, then you will just add lir underneath the character. And then in polite form, you will add 거예요. Let's put 먹다, to eat, in the future tense. First, drop 다. Then we'll look at the final character here, which is a consonant, which means we will add 을, 먹을. And finally, add 거예요. 먹을 거예요, which means we'll eat or going to eat. 가다, on the other hand, ends with a vowel after we drop 다. So we know that we need to add lir. But the question is, where do we add it? Right here. 갈. And lastly, add 거예요. 갈 거예요. Will go or going to go. And then we learned person or living thing plus 한테, to a person. 친구한테, to my friend. 저는 친구한테 선물을 줄 거예요. I will give a present to my friend. This is in contrast to place plus 에, which means to a place. Like in the sentence, 저는 학교에 가요. I go to school. And finally, here are all the words that we practiced today. You can go ahead and pause here if you like, but they will also be in the description box below. Because now it's time to move on to the practice party! Remember that the practice party is always a bit on the faster side, so please pause anytime that you need to. We will use vocabulary that we learned in this lesson, as well as these 8 words here that are from the past videos. So feel free to pause here and write these down, or just keep them in mind because you will need them for this practice party. Let's just start with basic conjugation practice. Here are 7 verbs, and we're just going to put them in their future tense form. The rule to remember for this is that you will add 을 거예요 if the verb ends with a consonant after dropping 다, or lir 거예요 if the verb ends with a vowel after dropping 다. Again, pause as much as you need. Let's start with 먹다. How do you say will eat? 먹을 거예요. 가다, will go. 갈 거예요. 기다리다. We'll wait. 기다릴 거예요. 청소하다. We'll clean. 청소할 거예요. 받다. We'll get, we'll receive. 받을 거예요. 마시다. We'll drink. 마실 거예요. 잡다. We'll catch or grab. 잡을 거예요. Now let's just do some simple future tense sentences. With the 6 verbs that we practiced in this video, I will travel. And go ahead and say 저는 for I just for these short sentences. 저는 여행할 거예요. I will cook. 저는 요리할 거예요. I will catch. I will catch it. 저는 잡을 거예요. I will give it. I will give. 저는 줄 거예요. I will give the present. So let's add these 3 nouns back in. 저는 선물을 줄 거예요. I will catch the ball. 저는 공을 잡을 거예요. I will make bread. 저는 빵을 만들 거예요. I will give bread. 저는 빵을 줄 거예요. I will give bread to Sua. And Sua is our friend, so we don't need to add she to her name. 저는 수아한테 빵을 줄 거예요. Now let's go ahead and do some quick practice with 한테. Starting with to 지유. 지유한테. To Miss 지유. 지유 씨한테. 지유 씨한테. To Mr. 승헌. 승헌 씨한테. To my friend. 친구한테. Or 제 친구한테, 저의 친구한테. Alright, let's follow this pattern here. person한테 주다. To give to person. I will give the ball to 지유. And let's no longer worry about the word I. 지유한테 공을 줄 거예요. I will give a present to Mr. 승헌. 승헌 씨한테 선물을 줄 거예요. I will give bread to my friend. 친구한테 빵을 줄 거예요. And now let's go ahead and practice these 4 time adverbs. Do you remember what is the word for today? 오늘. Tonight. 오늘 밤. And even though it's strange in English to specify at night or on tonight, in English we do say at night. And in Korean they specify this by adding 에. 오늘 밤에. Tomorrow. 내일. Tomorrow night. 내일 밤. And again, we will add 에. 내일 밤에. Tomorrow, I will clean. And again, don't worry about I. 내일 청소할 거예요. Tomorrow night, I will watch a movie. 내일 밤에 영화를 볼 거예요. I will buy bread today. 오늘 빵을 살 거예요. Tonight, I will go to the park. 오늘 밤에 공원에 갈 거예요. Tonight, I will study at the library. 오늘 밤에 도서관에서 공부할 거예요. Remember that 에서 is the location particle and it's kind of like the word at in English. Tomorrow, I will study Korean at a cafe. 내일 카페에서 한국어를 공부할 거예요. Alright, go ahead and tell me, what are 3 things that you will do today? Go ahead and pause the video and try to complete these 3 sentences here. 오늘 blah 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 올 거예요. And the last thing that we're going to do today before this video gets way too long is just a little bit of listening practice. There are going to be 6 sentences and they're going to get progressively harder as we go. Don't worry about translating them into English, just try to picture in your mind what's happening. I will say each sentence twice and then I will show you the answer. The first time I will say fast, and then the second time I will say it much slower. Are you ready? Number 1. 저는 빵을 먹을 거예요. 저는 빵을 먹을 거예요. 저는 빵을 먹을 거예요. I will eat bread. Number 2. 오늘 공원에 갈 거예요. 오늘 공원에 갈 거예요. 오늘 공원에 갈 거예요. Today, I will go to a park. Number 3. 내일 밤에 공부할 거예요. 내일 밤에 공부할 거예요. 내일 밤에 공부할 거예요. I will study tomorrow night. Number 4. 내일 카페에서 커피를 마실 거예요. 내일 카페에서 커피를 마실 거예요. 내일 카페에서 커피를 마실 거예요. I will drink coffee at a cafe tomorrow. Number 5. 오늘 밤에 수학을 공부할 거예요. 오늘 밤에 수학을 공부할 거예요. 오늘 밤에 수학을 공부할 거예요. I will study math tonight. And finally, number 6. This one is a bit of a challenge because it is quite long, but let's go ahead and see how you do. 내일 카페에서 한국어하고 수학을 공부할 거예요. 내일 카페에서 한국어하고 수학을 공부할 거예요. 내일 카페에서 한국어하고 수학을 공부할 거예요. I will study Korean and math tomorrow at a cafe. Good! Excellent job today. That was a really long lesson and you did a great job if you made it all the way through. Now that we've finished present, past, and future tense, we can start getting into a lot more interesting grammar in the future. So I hope to see you guys in the next video.